Hello everyone, welcome back to another review here on the channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at Memo Rojas Jr. from Cars 2. Well, only the Mexican version. And yeah, this is one of the 3 super chases that got released this year, others being Flash Nielsen and Morgan Martins. And a lot of people were kind of a little mad about that. I'm personally not affected because I never got these guys back in 2012 when they did basically an entire line consisting of all the drivers that replaced Jeff Goved at the Tokyo party scene. So they did Memo, Flash, Frosty, Longay, and Billy Petro. So they only did 5. There was technically 6 with Fernando Alonso, but Mattel didn't make him. I don't think any other company did, so yeah. Just those 5, but they were also being bootlegged a lot by Chinese factory customizers, and they even got so far as to replicate the packaging. And I think Mattel saw it and I was like, you know what, we're gonna re-release these guys. And now, here they are. Now granted, these are from China, but they're slightly different than those original ones from 2012. So, you should be fine if you have those original 2012 versions. Those will still be valuable, but these ones are going to be a lot more common. Now, I actually was really excited for this one because I love the color combination for Memo. Flash is also pretty cool, although I don't know. I saw him a lot across stores because I think it's just like he's a Swedish racer, and he might not have sold as well in the US because Sweden and the US are kind of falling apart. Whereas the Memo here, he's from Mexico. It's right under the US, so I think there's a lot more of a market for those Mexican collectors who might see this guy. I was like, oh, cool, Mexican racer, and picked him up in comparison to Flash, who is based on someone, but unfortunately they're just not as popular in the States here. So, pretty interesting thing to think about. And before we take a look at the packaging, I do want to say that Memo is based off a real-life driver, Memo Rojas. He doesn't have a junior, it was just added on for the diecast, but the real Memo Rojas is a very successful Mexican driver. I believe he partook in the Le Mans. He's a part of Le Mans, but he also partook in the 24-hour Daytona series. So he's pretty revered and up there as one of the more famous racers. And now let's take a look at the packaging. So we do have his nice artwork on the Red Riders bag. He does have a variant in the 20th anniversary packaging, and I'll see if I can post a picture online of it. But yeah, I think I just want to get the Red Riders version because that version honestly looks way too nice, and I don't really want to open it. So I'm glad to be getting it on this version. And, okay, so here's the funny thing. So I went to this Target. I found Memo. I also found Raul and Memo 95, who I will be reviewing soon. And I did find they were all from KSK, but for some reason, they were not on the new packaging. They were all on the Red Riders packaging. So, I'm like, that's never happened before. Because there were a couple cars from the case that had the new packaging, like Barry, JD, the Cars 1 McQueen. There were 2 of them. So, I thought, and they even had the races started with Ramon. So, I was like, okay, did I just miss it? I saw someone getting KSG with some KSK remnants. Then I thought, no, it is KSK, but for some reason, like, all the ones that were actually new to that packaging, like Memo, Mattel, Raul, Brad Wimiller, I saw him, like, they were not on the new packaging. They were on the old Red Riders packaging for some reason, so very strange about that. But again, it kind of worked out because I didn't want to open those 20th anniversary packaging ones because they actually look really good, even if some of them don't make sense. Like, Memo Rojas, sure, I guess we're celebrating. Sure, I guess he deserved to be on that packaging, I don't know, but the diecast himself, as seen in Cars 2, and we do for a bunch of other releases, like Flash himself, Francesco, Mater with Balloon, Racing Film with Headset, odd variant to bring back, Nigel, Gilsey, and Carlo Veloso. So, very cool. I do have all these action now. By now, I have reviews of them up on the channel, so very cool to see. Now let's get Memo out of the packaging. Put his card on the back, just for comparison. And here is Memo himself. And right off the bat, Bo looks shocked. Like, he just looks like he just has heard like the most diabolical sentence in all of Call of Kind, which I mean, hey, if I knew I was going to re-release or getting re-release in over a decade, I'd be shocked too, man. So I completely get your shocks, but yeah, I do actually like his expression. Now, he is obviously a reskin of Max Chanel. I think actually a lot of these super chasers are, they pretty much just copy and paste the hell out of Max Chanel, just slap on different colors and call it a day. But thankfully, they did change up the expression on Memo. He actually looks a little more shocked compared to Max's more determined expression. Like, even on Flash, his expression was basically just a copy-paste of Max Chanel, so I wish they gave him different expressions. But I'm glad he did on Memo at least. I think I would have liked if he had that expression, like the one from the card art, but this is still nice. It's nice to see. Zoom on in. He does have this black grill, we'll call it, alongside his headlights here. He does have the splitter, which does have this weird crack. It looks a little odd, it almost looks like it's unfinished, but whatever. Now, one thing you are going to notice is that he has a very textured feeling across all of his hood and his body as well, especially on the back. But it's very texturized, so you can feel it throughout all of his body, which I believe the original one it did have it, but it was not as seed, it was way more faded. So this one does kind of pronounce it a little bit more, which is nice. Some bubbling on the white, great quality control in Mattel. We do have the gray wheels. I thought they looked silver, but we do have the gray wheels and the eagle, which is probably my favorite part about Memo. Just like eagle going across his sides. I think that looks really cool. And I think again the color combo is quite nice. You know, we have red for the front, blue for white for the middle, and green in the back. But obviously with the Mexican flag, I think this is pretty cool. The eagle too. It kind of gives it more of a character. On the back, we have the Mexican flag with the headlights. The spoiler here, which does have the silver part quite nicely. Again, very similar to Flash. Yeah, they have pretty much the same spoiler for Max, hence why they are similar. But you do have the black border across the windows, the black side view mirrors, and here is the base. 1316 EAA, so that 131 day of 2026 at the EAA factory with this Mattel Disney Pixar and this random code. And yeah, that's it for Memo here. I think she's pretty cool. Again, I would have preferred if they would have done someone else instead of releasing Super Chases, but I don't have these. I think they kind of added a nice bit of diversity to World Grand Prix collection. Before we go, let's just do a little bit of a comparison with Flash. He also has the black border across his windshield. Yeah, Flash's wheels look a little bit more silver. I don't know what happened to Memo's. They're very gray. Also, the exhaust pipe is just a gray color compared to a black color. The coat of arms for Sweden and Flash. The eagle for Memo. You know, they both have that same texture. But again, I think Flash is a little bit more, like, well, I mean, not both presentable, but especially on the top of Flash, you can kind of see the skin box. Memo is a little bit more hidden with the white. Interestingly, he doesn't have the coat of arms in the back like Memo does for the Mexican flag. Really nice, and just a quick comparison with Max Chanel. His basically his makeup, because all these Super Chases were based off Max. This is the Thailand version of him, and yeah, you can really see the streaks across his body. Like, it's very, very prominent. Interesting to know. Yeah, and yeah, they don't have any other World Grand Prix or Arnold decals on either of them, which is a little disappointing, honestly. I would have liked, maybe, if you're gonna re-release them, I would have put the World Grand Prix decals on them to make them feel a little more like official racers, so you can kind of headcanon that, oh, they did participate in a race, so you can use them in stop motions and whatnot. That's what I would have done, but that's clearly not the route that Mattel went. So yeah, let's get them on the turntable. Alright, so here's Memo on the turntable, and I gotta say, this video really makes me appreciate his color scheme. You know, the red is really vibrant, it pops out of you in the front, and the white and the green really complemented, and the eagle just ties it up like a bow and a gift. It's so good. And if you see him in stores, just grab him, honestly. even if you don't have the original, or even if you do have the original, I would say just grab him. He's probably one of the best releases of this year, which is not saying a lot because there's really not anything that great in terms of this year's releases. But honestly, I think him coming back, I think I'm okay with it. So that about does it for this review. Thank you all so much for watching. Remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more upcoming content. See you all next time. Until then, this is Joe Quicktire signing off.